Hi guys, it's Miss Jessica. I hope you had an awesome Easter break. You're all rested, you had lots of fun, ate some candy maybe. So this week we only have 3 days. So we are gonna do lots of review. We're gonna review all the letters that we've learned, all the sight words that we've learned, all the numbers, all the good things that we've learned in pre-K4 that you need to know in kindergarten. Because guess what? Kindergarten's so close, it's right around that corner. So I'm gonna help you start this worksheet. So I'm gonna work on some writing strategies with you right now, guys. So before we start writing, let's go over an I love you sentence. What makes an I love you sentence, right? Our sentence always has to begin with a capital letter. We need to have what in between the words? Finger spaces, and it always ends with a punctuation mark. That makes an I love you sentence. Well, one thing more I'm going to talk to you about today is a complete thought. A sentence has to make sense, right? It has to, when you read it, it has to make sense. It has to be a complete thought. So if I wrote this sentence, now it begins with my capital letter. I've got a good finger space, and I put a period there. Now, is that an I love you sentence? Is that a complete sentence? The dog. The dog what? What does the dog do? We need to add to our sentence to make it a complete thought, because we just have the subject, right? We just have the dog. Well, the people reading our story want to know, what is the dog doing? Okay, so you have to reread your sentence after you write it and make sure it's a complete thought, that it makes sense. So we can't just have the dog. That's not a complete sentence. The dog, how about this? The dog likes to run. Let's do an exclamation point. The dog likes to run. Does that complete my sentence? Is that a complete thought? Does it make sense? Does it have a capital? Does it have finger spaces? And does it have a punctuation mark? Then that is an I love you sentence. Now what I want to talk to you about is writing. When you're in kindergarten, you're going to have a journal, a book that has a part for a picture and lines for words. Every morning you're gonna walk into kindergarten and you're gonna open up that journal, and Miss Allison or Miss Brittany is gonna give you a word, and you have to write sentences with that word. So I wanted to give you some writing strategies, because sometimes when Miss Jessica needs to write something, it's hard for me to think of ideas of what to write. So let's read this sentence together, okay? This is called a prompt. It's what our story is going to be about. I like spring, sight word for kindergarten, because. I like spring because. I need to think of some ideas, okay? Well, one writing strategy is, if you can't think of anything to write, why do I like spring? I don't know why I like spring. Let me start with the picture. So I'm gonna draw my picture first, and maybe that will help me get an idea of what to write about, guys. So when you're in kindergarten and you have to write a sentence or two or a story for your kindergarten teachers, and you can't think of anything, try to draw a picture first, okay? And so what do I like? Oh, I know what I like about spring, guys. I love the flowers, just like these flowers are here. I love to see the flowers bloom. Now, my nose does not like the pollen, but my eyes love the beautiful flowers. So I'm gonna draw my flowers. I'm gonna color my flowers over here. What else do I like? I love that the sun is out and it's warm. Miss Jessica does not like cold weather. So I love that the sun is out. It's nice and warm. Maybe I can draw myself in a short sleeve shirt, or maybe you can draw yourself in a bathing suit and the sprinkler. Have you been playing in the pool or the sprinkler at home? So now let's start with my writing. So they have this first part of the sentence. I just need to finish it. So I like spring because I want to say it is warm. So it, I'm sounding it out. I'm stretching it out. I like spring. Let me get a marker. Because it is warm. Now we're going to use another strategy called Smarty spelling. Okay, guys, Smarty spelling is when you sound out a word and you stretch it out. Now, it might not always be the way the word really is spelled, and that's okay. You're gonna learn that in first grade, second grade, third grade. You're gonna learn all about how to write your words and spell your words the correct way. In kindergarten, you are gonna do Smarty spelling. So, warm, I'm just gonna write it. I'm gonna write down the letters that I hear. W, 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 W. W, arm, arm. I hear an R and an M. I like spring because it is warm. I like spring because it is warm. Does that make sense? Yes. Complete thought. Very good. Now, if you want to do super Smarty spelling and super duper writing, maybe you can add another sentence. So, Miss Jessica, I like spring because it is warm, or maybe I'll just add to it. Let me just add to it. So I'm gonna get rid of that period. I like spring because it is warm and, not the best finger space because I messed up, and the flowers grow. And let's write flowers. Smarty spell, stretch it out. What am I writing? F. O. L. F. O. Hours. Ow, ow, ow. Maybe an O. Ow. W. W. F. O. Ow. What's the next letter? R. S. I like spring because it is warm and flowers grow. G. 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 R. O. O. Good job, guys. Now, did you see how Miss Jessica kept reading the sentence over and over and over just to make sure it made sense? Because when you read it out loud, you can hear to see if that sentence makes sense. So, I like spring because it is warm and flowers grow. So I want you to go ahead and make sure that you are working on capital letters, finger spaces, punctuation. It makes sense. And not fifth grade secret, but the fifth kindergarten secret, guys, Smarty spelling. That's something that we're gonna work on, especially in our last week of pre-K4. We're gonna be working on Smarty spelling. So just writing down what you hear. It might not look right, and it's definitely not gonna look right to mom and dad, but I want you to stretch out those words and write down the letters that you hear. That's called Smarty spelling when you get to kindergarten. I missed you guys so much, and I hope you're doing good. And if you can't print out to this worksheet, it's okay. Have mom and dad write I like spring because on a piece of paper, and you draw your own picture and you finish the sentence all by yourself. All right, guys, keep on working. Miss you. Bye-bye.